Hi everyone! Today we're going to be taking a look at independent and dependent clauses. So to do so, let's first start off with this sentence that we have on the board. Because of her accident, Eloise cannot participate in tonight's showcase. So what we want to do today is figure out what the independent and what the dependent clauses that are present in this sentence are. So first, let's talk about what an independent and what a dependent clause even are. So, when we're looking at an independent clause, well, the word independent in itself means something that can be by itself, that knows how to stand by itself. And that's all an independent clause is. If we look at an independent clause, it should be able to stand by itself as a sentence. Maybe we might need to add something else to our independent clause to add more detail, but grammatically, if we just look at our independent clause, it would make sense as a sentence. So we have independent clauses, which make sense as a sentence in itself. Then we have dependent clauses. And again, dependent means relying on something else. And that's what a dependent clause is. In order to have a dependent clause, you also need to have an independent clause because the dependent clause actually depends on the independent clause. So a dependent clause won't make any sense by itself. So now, looking at this sentence, let's see if we could split it into two separate parts. Well, I would say that the most obvious place where we could split it would be at the comma, right over here. So the first part we have is because of her accident, and the second part that we have is Eloise cannot participate in tonight's showcase. So let's look at just the first part, because of her accident. Well, when I say this, I know that because of her accident isn't a sentence. I can't just say because of her accident and leave it at that. It wouldn't make any sense. Because of her accident, what happened? It's depending on something else. We need to know what happened because of her accident. So in this case, our dependent clause would be right here. Because of her accident. Now, if we look at the next part of our sentence, we see Eloise cannot participate in tonight's showcase. Well, if I look at just that part, let's say it again. Eloise cannot participate in tonight's showcase. That makes sense as a sentence by itself. Now, would it be helpful to know why she can't participate in tonight's showcase? Yes, definitely. They'll be adding more detail, and that's what our dependent clause in this sentence does. But can it also stand by itself and work as its own function? Absolutely. So here, this is going to be our independent clause. So now, using independent and dependent clauses, there are four types of sentences that we can create. Simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences, and finally, compound complex sentences. So in some of our future videos, we're going to be looking at what each of these sentences are and how we group our independent and our dependent clauses in order to form these sentences. For more personalized tutoring and to practice online using practice assessments, make sure to check out Prepaze.com. I'll see you all in my next video.